All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all. So, Maycee Barber wants to close out this year with another fight with none other than Andrea Lee. She wants to take on a good level of competition and work on her skills and move up that ladder, but she still kind of wants to take her time. So she just wants to gradually make her way back up by taking on somebody like Andrea Lee, which, to me, that's a fight that makes sense because most recently she did a interview. Well, I want to say interviews probably from like August or like end of July, but shout out to Mojo, one of my followers. He had brought up the fact that Maycee Barber had called out Andrea Lee, and I didn't even know about it. So I just posted up last week a matchmaking Monday pairing of these two because I was like, you know what, that fight makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for both fighters because they're kind of meeting in the middle right now. Maycee Barber, she talked about it in a recent interview where, she said she was dealing with some rib injuries, but, she still fought through it through her last couple fights. And, she just said that she wants to close out the year with one more fight, sometime maybe like no later than December, of course, right? She wants to get back in there with somebody like Andrea Lee. But let me pull up the interview here real quick. She said that, let me see. We'll go all the way back to the rib injury here. Yeah, she said she had taken like a few like cortisone injections to try to, just be able to fight through it. The Montana De La Rosa fight, she was experiencing some pain. And she said she don't know if she still had like an injury during the Jessica I fight because she took some more injections to be able to fight through it. And, she's just been going through training camp like that. So, shout out to Maycee. I mean, that's one of the things you can't teach, man, that type of heart and that type of that hunger she has. She fought through these rib injuries, but she just wants to keep on going, But let me pull this up here. She said once she gets signed, because right now she's a free agent, she said once she gets signed again to the UFC, she wants to, jump right back in and close out the year to fight with Andrea Lee. She said, obviously, I want to climb the rankings, and the fight that looks really appealing to me is the fight with KGB, mainly because she's number 9 and I'm number 10, and it's a great fight for me. It's the next step, and I don't want to fight backward. Then someday I want to fight with Alexa Grasso. I know Andrea has fought a lot of girls I fought, and she's a name that's been around for a while. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. I mean, she don't want to fight down at this point, and all those prospect versus prospect fights don't really make sense. So Maycee versus Aaron Blanchfield, it might be a good fight one day down the road, but I don't think it needs to happen right now. Somebody like Andrea Lee is a good test for. Like I said, it ain't too big of a jump. But yeah, my thoughts on the fight, I like this one because, both of the fighters are kind of like crossing paths right now because, Andrea Lee, she's coming off a loss to Arujo, and to me, she's kind of in question where she's going. Does she want to fight up? Does she want to really go for that title shot? Because she killed her losing streak, against Antonina and Cynthia Calvillo with this Arujo loss. To me, she has the tools to get to that level, but there's always that question, like, does she want to get to the top? Whereas Maycee Barber, she's on her way up after 2 wins over De La Rosa and Jessica I. This is the next level that she wants. It's a bigger test than the previous fights, but to me, this is on that level. Barber, she's been working on her approach, building her strength, not just power dependent right now. She's working on that clinch game and that pressure, putting her grappling skills together, just building her skill sets. Because she's already got good natural abilities, them abilities you can't teach, like that dog and that ability to want to fight. You can't teach that stuff, but the skills are something that she needs to sharpen up. Andrea Lee, on the other hand, I think she's that fighter who has a lot of good tools, but her issue to me is just putting it all together. Like I've always said that about her. Like she has a lot of good things. She knows how to fight. She has a lot of technical skills. It's just her ability to put it together and gaining respect in there. She has good kickboxing, good solid jab. Give her that. She has good kicks. She's always that type of fighter that knows how to turn her shots over and use those angles, but she lets her opponents rally back. She gets hit a lot too. She's got the judo, the ground game, the strength, but to me, she just can't seem to dominate these girls. I mean, looking at her size, you think she'd be able to. Like Andrea Lee, that's the one thing I would say about her. Like, not a big fan of her, but her size, her physique, she's built perfect for this division. Kind of like I said about Juju Miller and fighters like Lauren Murphy. They got the size. Tyler Santos, Manon Fierro. She's kind of in that category, one of these larger flyweights. She has that size to her where she should be able to dominate these girls, but she just can't seem to make huge statements. I don't know what it is. Like, her boxing's working, in the fights. She's strong in there, but it's like when she gets down to round two and three, she just can't excel. Like even in the rematch with Roxy, she couldn't beat Roxy. So Barber and Lee, I think they're kind of like opposites. One with the natural abilities, and the other with the more technical skills. But someone's going to need to balance it out in this fight to get the win. Let me just put it that way. That's why I think it's a good fight that needs to happen. Maycee Barber's chasing it because I think she feels like her skills have been improving. Now she really wants to test them because I know Montana De La Rosa, I thought her grappling was going to work against Maycee, but Maycee shut that down completely with her strength and was just bullying her. And the same goes with Jessica Eye. Jessica Eye was really showing her a lot of respect. So now to really see if the improvements are working, she needs a fighter like Andrea Lee. With all those tools, we'll see if Andrea Lee can go in there and get to work. And that's the thing, like Andrea Lee has a pretty good background in like judo, jiu-jitsu, all of that. Even her kickboxing, I think her kickboxing is on point. But if you look at some of her past few fights, even like the 3-fight losing streak she went on and some of her fights before that, sometimes she just doesn't go in there, like rise to the occasion and just dominate some fighters. Like, because with some of the things she can do on her feet, I think she would have been able to just dominate if she was, much more forceful and, assertive with it when she's in there. Because when you look at fighters like Manon Fiorot, when she's throwing combinations or when she's backing fighters up or when she has you in the clinch, she's really trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? Even whenever she goes in and gets takedowns, she's got you down and she's working those hammer fists. Zhang Wei Li, those type of fighters that are good on their feet. Like Andrea Lee, she's bouncing around and, she can pump that good jab out like she was doing against Lauren Murphy, or, landing good body kicks on Lauren Murphy, which I think that was a fight Andrea Lee won. But there's some times in there where she'll let a fighter come back and just keep her head dead center on the line and eat shots back. Even like with JoJo Calderwood, that was a close fight, but JoJo wound up coming back and winning in that fight. She's very dangerous though for somebody like Maycee Barber because Maycee Barber is still growing into the new fighter that she's trying to become. She's still not in her prime yet, but she's got that confidence. One of the things Andrea Lee packs that to be dangerous in this fight is that that left hook. That left hook is underrated from Andrea Lee, and also her head kicks. So that's something that somebody like Maycee Barber have to make sure she's prepared for. For Maycee Barber, I know she likes to come in now and put that strength on these fighters. So that's going to be a good test as well. Seeing if she can clinch up with Andrea Lee and sap that energy and really press her and take her that long road. But early on, I think it does kind of favor Maycee Barber whenever you think about who gets stronger in the third round. I think, of course, Andrea Lee is always dangerous on the ground. And, she still has the skills to win a fight in the stretch. But I think Maycee Barber, to me, I think she gets stronger. I think she gets stronger, especially whenever she knows it's winding down. She keeps on trying. That's the one thing you can't teach. But to me, good fight for both. If Barber wins, that'll make her 3-0 this year. So that'll definitely push her towards, a fight with maybe like the Arujo Grasso loser or Lauren Murphy, right? That'll push her up the rankings because that should get her like 8 or 9 or even 7. And then, of course, that'll push the other ladies up. But that'll get her back into that realm. And I don't hear her calling out for a title shot right now. So I know if she gets a victory over Andrea Lee, she knows that she still needs to put that work in. That'll put her 3-0. But to me, she still needs like 2 or 3 more wins after that to even get into the realm of Valentina Shevchenko. That's just my opinion. Because, Maycee's still young, like what, 21, 22, 20, yeah, like around 22 years old. So for me, there's really no need for her to rush it. She could bag as many wins as she wants in the top 10, go on a long winning streak and get it together before she even, tries to take on the champ, because the champ's been there a long time. So, just put the work in, take on the loser, like I said, of Arujo Grasso, if she beats Andrea Lee, and go from there, right? But yeah, that's a good fight. Like I said, Andrea Lee, just so many things about her, man. Like, she has a lot of good tools, but you just don't know if she's going to show up. Because like I said, like, if she was a dominant type of fighter, I would pick her all day against Maycee Barber. But Maycee Barber, to me, I think she's getting better as a fighter, and she's just that type of fighter that, wants to show up and show out. She never fails in a fight. I call her a 3-round fighter because even whenever she doesn't finish a girl and knock a girl out, she's still trying. She's always game. I think she lost to Miranda Maverick, but throughout that fight, she was always trying. She was always putting in the work, even against Alexa Grasso, always working in her fight. So, Maycee Barber is a very dangerous fighter for Andrea Lee. That's a very dangerous fight for her, but to me, it makes sense. The number 9 and the number 10 from here. I like to see it, if they close out the year with one more fight for Maycee Barber, and, of course, that would elevate her and possibly put her up into that realm where we could see her fighting somebody like Lauren Murphy or Tyler Santos one day, right? It all depends on how she looks in this fight. So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I think it's a good fight. Shout out for Mojo for bringing that up, because I was trying to think of an opponent for Maycee Barber. Then I was like, oh, she called out Andrea Lee? Okay, that's a good fight, right? So hopefully for Matchmaking Monday, this one comes true. And then I had another one I might do a video on. Y'all know Tyler Santos versus Lauren Murphy. But this is the one I want to see right now, guys. What do y'all think? Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. I'm out. Peace.